Hey, my name is Brent Bowden. I grew up in a small town called Noblesville, Indiana, and currently I work as a health and safety consultant for New Mexico OSHA. And we're based in Santa Fe, but I work in a small satellite office here in Las Cruces. If I had to sum it up in one word, I would say to educate. OSHA's mission is to protect employees, plain and simple. Most businesses are really good at making widgets or providing some sort of service, but a lot of them they don't really understand some of the hidden dangers that are associated with that industry. I'll typically come in and spend about a week or two doing some research on that particular industry. I'll go in and spend about a day or two like in their actual facility, and then we'll sit down together and we'll come up with a way for them to keep doing what they're doing, just with a lot less accidents. Our job is very research intensive. We are constantly studying statistics, which I know sounds super exciting, but when you see it in the lens of like what we do, the statistics of how many accidents happen in a specific industry in any given year, it's very interesting, and like what we're able to do, it really benefits that end user. It really benefits that employee. So we're constantly looking at all these new industries that pop up. We look at statistics on what those most common hazards are, and then we're able to go in and sit down with these employers and really help try to keep those employees safe. So I know like research doesn't sound all that exciting for a lot of high school students, but when you see the benefit that it makes in people's lives, it's very important. When I graduated high school, I went right off to the military. I spent about 6 years carrying a machine gun that was bigger than I was. After I got out of the Marine Corps, I went to work for an engineering firm doing civil engineering, where we designed like neighborhoods, so a lot of heavy construction. After about 4 years of working at an engineering firm, I decided like, hey, I really want to go back and get my degree. So I used my military education benefits to go back to school, and I got my degree in biology. When I graduated, I had a little bit of student debt, and I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. So I had a recruiter approach me and say, hey, we'll pay off all your student loans, and you can make a lot of money if you come back to the military and become an officer. So that's what I did. And I was a maintenance control officer for about 4 years. Around the time that I was getting out, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. Again, I knew I didn't want to stay in the military, but I had a friend that was a teacher, and he said, hey, we really need science teachers. If you want to come do this for a couple years, we'd really appreciate it. So I went and taught science for 3 years, and it was an amazing opportunity. But I had a hard time saying goodbye to my students. I had a hard time, like new students would come in every year, and then all my seniors would leave, and it was really kind of upsetting. So I looked for something a little bit more permanent, and kind of looked at my background and looked at what was out there. And oddly enough, like all the things that I had done throughout my career, like construction and biology, were really all the things that OSHA was looking for. So it just so happened that like everything, the stars aligned, if you will, and I ended up here, and I'm like super happy now. So I have to be completely honest with you. I was a terrible high school student. I was that kid sitting in the back of the class saying, "Why do we need to know this?" So regrettably, I just kind of tuned him out after a while. Wasn't really involved in sports. Wasn't really like, the popular kid. I was always a nerd. I was very curious, but the world of academics at that time wasn't really that important to me until much later on in life, when I realized all those things that my teachers were trying to teach me were actually very, very important. So yeah, I did come back around, but it took a while. If I was a high school student, I would say, like right now, I would say demand more from your teachers. That's what they get paid to do. It's not just to get you to the finish line. It's not just to help you graduate high school. Their job is to help you succeed in life. So if you raise your hand and say, hey, why are we learning this? And they can't give you a good answer, politely ask them to find out for you, because it makes all the difference in the world.